Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to welcome each of you, to another FranTastic InSights video segment, whereby we introduce to you some very prominent personalities, all of whom are having a very positive impact on the ever-growing world of franchising. My name is David Craghead. I am the Chief Franchise Expansion Officer for FranServe and also for the Franchise Dictionary magazine. And today, I'll be your host for this week's FranTastic InSights video segment. FranServe, for those of you who are not really familiar with us, FranServe is recognized as the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. We have a very simple mission, and that is we change people's lives in a very positive way through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchise brands in 39 different industry categories. Our growth initiatives are supported by a growing portfolio of franchise consultants, all of whom are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities which are deemed to be a perfect match for their individual search criteria. Today, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Mark Amery, representing the brand Puddle Pool Services. Mark is the CEO of this franchise brand. They're headquartered in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, and Puddle Pool Services provides professional pool cleaning services to both residential and commercial swimming pools and hot tubs. They are operating in a competitive industry, and with that knowledge, the owners of Puddle Pool Services have recognized the need to really stand out, to distinguish themselves from the competition, to be better in every way with the services they provide to their clients. And today we're going to learn exactly what makes Puddle Pool Services the very best in their industry. So Mark, thank you for being with us today. And as I pass the microphone over to you this morning, or actually this afternoon here on the East Coast, please share your business model description and your latest perspective on Puddle Pool Services, please.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. It's great. So as far as Puddle Pool Services, it's a subscription-based recurring revenue stream, right? It allows for it's easily onboarding new clients, and our differentiator is our scale feature. So we scale aggressively, to say the least, not only organically, but through our other, we have the 21 points of growth. We focus on, again, you mentioned residential and commercial clients, right? We've eliminated the competition or the industry in general is usually a seasonal business. Because we have a 50% commercial, 50% residential, allows us for that, how we grow, without giving away too much, how we grow so quickly. Differentiators are pretty simple, David. It's we've eliminated all the issues, worries with growth and scale that quickly within the service industry, right? Everywhere from on the back end to everything in the field, like onboarding technicians. How do we do that? We have systems. It's a simple plug and play. Even our technicians, you may see in, the competition, I know when they grow and scale, some of the pain points, and most of the service industry is your technicians in the field, right? Your boots on the ground, the turnover. So allowing us with, systems in all of our vehicles takes out any of the questions of how do you test water. They're simply taking a little sample, bring it to if you can do this, put it into the machine, it will tell the technician what the water level's at, what the chemicals are at, add this to make that sparkly pool. So it's very, very simple. Because we scale quite quickly, we need those systems in place. So that would be the biggest differentiator is I would say would be one of those for sure.
And you mentioned the 50-50 ratio between commercial and residential. Do your new franchisees start out with that type of ratio?
On the back end, well, organically, it's going to be even through, PPC, SEO, it's going to be residential. There's just more to it than that. But our back end, we have 3 marketing programs. So on the back end, our teams are working on the commercial growth. We talk about commercial, that would lie into like your apartments, condos, townhomes. Most of them have a pool or a spa or some type. Even you drive by, they have a water feature, fountain out front. We're working on that end as well. So it's a slow flip. Year one is 70-30 and 65-35, all the way down to where it's 50-50, and that allows it to scale through that through those
50-50 ideal mix. That's what you're looking for.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Yes.
How would you describe the perfect franchisee that we can bring to you in terms of a candidate for Puddle Pool Services? What would really get you excited with the type of candidates that we bring to you?
The perfect franchisee?
Yes.
It would definitely be people. They have to be people person. I think like anything in the service industry, you got to love people, right? If you don't love people, forget it. They got to focus and drive for expansion. When we partner with our franchisees, one of the first things that we point out is this is not a lifestyle or owner operator model. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. This is a growth and scale model. It's somebody to look and grow a team to go from 1 vehicle to 6, 8, 10. So we do get a lot of inquiries of, you know, people that maybe not through the brokers, but, you know, maybe somebody who's retired and looking to clean pools in their area. There's lots of models like that, which is fine, but that's not us. We are a full exact model. So that would be our ideal candidate.
And as you grow your business across the country, how do you create your territories? What do the design metrics look like for each territory?
Yeah, great question. So it's not by population, it goes simply by pool count per zip. So it goes, so each of, you know, it's based on 8,000 to 10,000 residential pools. That's what we can get our counts from, and that's what works with our system. It doesn't include spas, hot tubs, water feature, commercial. That's kind of the gravy, the bonus, but we can base all of our metrics off of that 8,000 to 10,000 pool count.
I didn't realize there was a pool count.
You'd be amazed what if you look hard enough. Yeah, they know pools, spas. They can get it right down to the right down to the zip. So
wow, that's a real serendipity for your industry, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is a lifesaver for sure.
What effects, if any, is the current economy having on your franchise?
Yeah, great question. It actually hasn't. We've actually grown, so there hasn't been any effects on the franchise locations at all. We are deemed as an essential service, you know, through water care. And I think even to that transition with, you know, back with COVID or everybody, you know, working from home has made owners of their pools, their spas, their own little oasis, their home more, right? Even the demand for the pool install side, it's a long wait, right? So, and with that comes service. So we're lucky, we have been lucky that it hasn't really affected our industry at all. You know, a pool, if it's not cared for in a week, it starts to go green, go back to, so, and, you know, being aesthetically pleasing, it's few and far between. You can't really get away from you can't get away from not cleaning it. So
right,
kind of in a safe mode.
Are you forecasting any significant changes to your brand or to your industry in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, definitely. You know, our growth year one, so we're Canadian based, right? Moving into the US. And again, we have a lot of people say, well, if it works in Canada, it's got to work here, right? Because you guys, your climate is a hell of a lot better than ours. So yeah, so we've opened so far 14 new locations. By year 6, we're going to have between 100 and 120. That's what we're forecasted to do. So as far as industry changes, we've a lot of smaller mom and pops, but we've taken the industry and we've automated it and techied it up, right? It allows any guesswork out of the field through our internal systems, and then we've allowed it to develop that executive or semi-absentee service model. It also allows you to, you know, have a location that's opening in Florida can also open one in Seattle. So in the service world, that's really unheard of. It usually has to be in your own backyard, right? So, you know, developed, and this isn't our first rodeo either, right? Up in Canada, we have 2 other brands. We have like a home service brand, which has 56 locations. A pest control brand has 18 locations. So the pool industry, again, we've got to 14. We'll grow to probably triple digits by year 3, 5. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe for us, Mark, what your training programs look like, even classroom and on location, out in the field?
Yeah, for sure. So it's a total. So we have a 4-week pre-launch, which is a virtual onboarding, you know, checklist, getting ready for the systems, and then that brings you to your 1-week in-person training, and then out the door, vehicles making money by week 5 to 6. So it's a 5 to 6 week onboard. So it is a pretty quick turnaround.
So you're saying that from signing to launch is what, a couple of months max?
The max, yeah. Usually 5 to 6 weeks. It's usually average about 5.5, 6 weeks. So we always put a 6-week cap on it, but week 1 is this, then we have week 2, 3 is section 2, week 3, 4. So it's very dialed in. So we can't fast track that. We can't go in 30 days. It just, our systems won't allow it. It's just not not really going to learn much. So
good.
Yeah.
As Well, let me ask you this. For a new franchisee coming on board, are there any real estate requirements or warehousing requirements that they need to consider?
There is none, no. So, and again, that's all part of, there are industry check marks and things of the sort that they have to go through. That's all part of our virtual onboarding, but they do not need to have any type of official real estate license. We do, diving into the commercial world, a lot of our training is more to the property management, because it's two totally separate, you know, the way that you would speak to a property manager is different than a residential homeowner. So all part of that training is, those would be the biggest parts as far as differentiators.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let me go right to my last question for you today then, Mark.
Okay.
If there's one takeaway from this interview today that maybe I didn't cover or question that I didn't ask, what would you want our viewers to know about your brand that we may not have discussed so far?
Yeah, so we are high energy. Talk to all of our locations. They are loud and proud. You know, we're an emerging brand into the US, but not so much, with a history behind it, right? Our in-house team is built from zero to hero brands with, 55 units, 18 units, 12 units. So it's the same. We're excited to come into the US with this, because the US to us is a monster. It's like Canada's, I'm sure you talk with Canadian brands compared to US brands. And, if you have 50 in Canada, that's not really much in the US, right? Compared to, so it's, we're excited. We have everything behind us. All of our owners are making money. They're happy. So I get ramped up and real. I'm getting excited right now, but it's just that high energy, getting ready to go in there and kick some ass. So part of my French. Yeah.
Well, Mark, I can tell you, we can feel your passion.
Yeah.
Very obvious to
About
us.
to freak out, Dave. Yeah.
I'd like to thank you, Mark, for the privilege of your time today. This entire interview will be posted on the FranServe support site. It'll be archived in the FranServe library, both audio and video. And it'll also be uploaded to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So we're going to make you as visible as we possibly can nationwide around the big monster of the United States. So with that, we will adjourn today's FranTastic InSights recording. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you.
Can I say one more thing, Dave? Sorry.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that, like, as a Canadian brand coming into the US, it is scary. There's a lot of there's a lot of FranServe, and your team and everybody that's helped us right down the line has made it so simple, because I'll be honest, it's scary for us coming in. It is because there's a lot to go on, and little mistakes can be expensive mistakes, but the systems you guys have in place just mesh, and the clarity and visions and the help and support along the way has been killer. So thank you. And I don't really get to talk to you and your team, but I just want to say thanks for
we welcome you and your brand to our portfolio. We see your brand as being very refreshing, and we're glad to have you. So bring it on.
Man.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.